Immaculate, the new religious horror starring Euphoria's Sydney Sweeney, who also produced the film, becomes all the more disturbing by the end. The film received mostly positive reviews from critics, who mostly praised Sweeney's turn as Sister Cecilia. At film's end, Sister Cecilia spends the rest of her miracle pregnancy resentful of Father Tedeschi and fearful that she will die once the baby is born, namely because they'd probably discard her to focus on the child. Sister Cecilia witnesses the other nuns cutting out Gwen's tongue after she spoke out against the convent and the secrets they've been keeping. Before Sister Cecilia's due date, she fakes a miscarriage using a dead chicken in a bid to be taken to a real hospital. Father Tedeschi finds out and catches Sister Cecilia before she can make an escape. He explained to her that he used his genetics background to create another Jesus using bits of DNA found on a piece of the crucifix. Sister Cecilia is horrified and burns down his lab. Her water breaks and she flees to the catacombs to escape, eventually killing a now burned Father Tedeschi. Sister Cecilia ultimately gives birth and moves to kill the infant. Does Sister Cecilia kill the newborn in Immaculate's ending? Sydney Sweeney as Cecilia screaming with blood on her face in Immaculate. Sister Cecilia gives birth alone after escaping the catacombs beneath the convent. After cutting the umbilical cord with her own teeth, Sister Cecilia grabs a big rock and brings it down on the newborn. However, Immaculate cuts to black, leaving the audience to wonder whether or not she killed the infant. Considering that Sister Cecilia became pregnant without her consent, and the horrors she went through while pregnant and not being allowed to leave, it's highly likely she did drop the rock on the newborn, especially since it's unclear what exactly she had given birth to. With Father Tedeschi dead and his lab destroyed, Sister Cecilia could ensure that what happened to her would never happen to anyone else again. Killing the infant would doubly destroy any remaining evidence of what Father Tedeschi and the convent were up to. Sister Cecilia never wanted the child, she had been losing teeth during her pregnancy. And based on the newborn's breathing, it may not have been a normal child at all. It makes sense that Sister Cecilia would go through with killing the newborn, especially if there was a chance it might have brought the end of the world. What Sister Cecilia actually gives birth to at the end of Immaculate. Immaculate poster Cecilia running with a bloodied white dress. While the question at the end of Immaculate might revolve around whether Sister Cecilia killed the newborn, the clues dropped throughout the horror film also suggest that there is something not right with the pregnancy or the infant at all. After the baby is born, the rugged breathing hints that it's not a regular baby at all. The cries of a newborn are not heard, and its breathing sounds more like that of a creature than a human. Immaculate never shows what the newborn actually looks like, which leads to much speculation around the nature of the entire pregnancy. Is the baby actually the second coming of Christ? It's possible, but unlikely. Considering the genetic experimentation Father Tedeschi was doing for 2 decades, it's possible this child was corrupted or mutated somehow long before it saw the light of day. After all, it wasn't born under normal circumstances, it was forced into existence by Father Tedeschi. The second coming of Jesus Christ was not prophesied in such a way, with one man pulling the strings to bring it to fruition. And so Sister Cecilia had likely given birth to something potentially evil given the situation surrounding the pregnancy.